What's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to Dosage of Dav. And for those of you who are new, my name is Dav Najan, and this is my channel where you can find tips, tricks, and much more on how to incorporate the positive aspects of life into your daily life, which will in turn help you improve yourself and your environment and ultimately create the best version of you. So if you guys couldn't tell by the sound of my voice, I am a little sick, but I wanted to get this video out because I've been pushing it off for too long. I've already done the every other Friday thing, and I don't want to miss this Friday and then not have a video on Friday and then do it the next time. So it'd be like 2 weeks in between you guys getting one of these videos. And as I've mentioned before, which some of you know, that these type of videos are a different type of video. It's more so answering your guys' questions that have to do with life, like whether it be a mystery about the universe or something, a way that you feel that you don't know why you feel that. And I'd like the questions to be more opinionated type thing, so I can give my opinion to it and you guys can have your own opinion if you don't agree with me, and can leave in the comments below like if I either hit the nail on the head or if I completely threw a dart into the dark and missed the board completely. And you guys can tell me in the comments like, well, you could have said it a little differently, you could have mentioned it this way, or this is what I thought about it and whatnot. And I think it'll just definitely get like you guys involved also, so you don't just hear me talk all the time. You guys can have input on what I do and stuff, and it just gives that more like community feel to it. So in today's video, we're gonna get into the quote that I mentioned in my previous videos, where it's do something today that's gonna make you better tomorrow than you were yesterday. And I got this quote from a guy called Matt Carricker. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, but he owns two channels. It's Demolition Ranch and Off the Ranch. I've watched those two channels. I don't know how I came upon his channel, but I guess because he was a genuine person, and I get really like attracted more towards the videos that are, the people are like more genuine and they have more of a positive message out. And they're not just trying to like get views and stuff. And they actually make good videos that have valuable, like the content is just like valuable, you know. And so basically is one of his videos, which I'm going to leave in the link below, where he got into this quote. Like he's mentioned it all the time in his videos, but he actually like indulged into the quote like this time. And so during his whole like speech about his quote and stuff, I like definitely got a connection to it, and I'll get into it in a little bit, but I definitely felt like a big connection to it with like everything that he was saying, because it meant a lot to me. Basically, he was mentioning how ever since he was a kid, he felt that he was different, and not in a way of like a braggy different, like I'm better than everybody, but he definitely felt like he was different and something set him apart from everybody else. He felt that someday he was gonna do something big. He was gonna make an impact, and he was gonna be more than just a 9 to 5 job, like waking up in the morning, going to work, going to sleep, waking up, going to work, going to sleep, and just repeating that process all day, every day. And then he got to mentioning that he also felt that someday when he did that big, impactful thing that is going to be something that's going to change the world in a positive way, and that he was ultimately destined to be great within this aspect of changing the world in like a positive way, not necessarily like, I don't know actually, he didn't really give his definition on like what his destined to be great was. Well, basically because he mentioned like he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know what he's destined to be great in, but he just knows that it's gonna be something. But again, not in a braggy way, like he's better than everybody else. Just in a way of like he's meant to help the world change for the better. And like I mentioned, he doesn't know when this is gonna happen, but he just knows that it's gonna take place. So I felt a big connection to this because I've felt that way ever since I was a kid. I felt that I was different from other people. I felt like something set me apart just as him than everybody else, and again, not in a braggy way like whatsoever. And I just always felt that I was meant to change the world in a positive way. I didn't know how, I didn't know when this was going to happen. I'm a big believer in signs. I believe the universe will give you signs, and it's your responsibility to act on that sign, whether you take that moment and run with it or you fail. Like it's up to you, but the universe is definitely going to give you that little push, like here it is, here's what you're meant to do and whatnot. So for me, I didn't know what I was going to be doing. I didn't know what it was, but then I stumbled upon YouTube probably like a year ago, where I was like, you know, it's kind of like a serious thing now. Like people can make a career out of it and whatnot. So I started indulging it more, and I started looking into it and how you can make it a profitable business for yourself, like how you can get a little bit of income off it while doing what you want to do and stuff. And that was very like insightful for me, like, 'cause that's something I've always wanted to do. I also never want to be a part of like a 9-to-5 job. Like, that's not what I believe in. I don't believe I'm meant to just sit like at a desk every day and just go with the flow, like just go through the motions with life and stuff. Like, I felt like I was supposed to be like a part of it and actually take control of my life and do what I felt like I want to do, and that was not going to just help me out but help those around me. Also within his video, he started to mention another thing that I agreed with, that people aren't born great. You're not just born great with all these special abilities and whatnot, and I deeply believe in that. I don't believe that people are born great, but that people start developing that greatness. They start to realize what it is that they are supposed to be doing, and then they start transitioning into that life of what they want, basically. And with that, it didn't happen overnight. Like, they didn't just all of a sudden get that realization of, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and they didn't become great at it. It was a process for them, and it took years for them to get where they're at. But what they were able to achieve with that time, like, they left their footprint on whatever it is that they're doing, whether it was an athlete or a movie director or whatnot. Like, they changed the world. And after he started like mentioning that within his video, he started to go on about how he was like thinking like, okay, well, took them time to realize what it is that they were supposed to be doing, then it's going to take him time to realize what he's supposed to be doing, and basically whenever it happens, it happens. But then he started to think more on that, like, okay, well, if it happens, it happens. Like, that might take a while, it might take a long time, or I may miss the opportunity of when it comes. But then he started thinking more on it and realized that you can't just live off of if it happens, it happens, because then it won't happen. You have to go out and make it happen. And in order to do so and like maximize your chances of whatever it is happen, and this is where the quote comes into play, you need to try every day to make yourself better, to improve yourself.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
The quote says it within itself. Do something every day to make yourself better tomorrow than you were yesterday. Like, this quote is so simple, but can have such a great impact on your life in the long run. Like, the grand scheme of things, like, it's gonna have such a big impact. And over time, the more you do it, the more you'll see how big of an impact it'll have. Like, it'll be so much more noticeable once you keep with this for a month, a year, 2 years, like whatever. Like, you will see such a noticeable impact. And that doing something every day to better yourself tomorrow can be something simple as reading a book, or reading a couple pages in a book, or working out, or going on a run. Like, it can be something so small, but something that you create a pattern of that will change your life for the better, and change your life and get you and close that gap further to doing it is what you want to do, like becoming successful in whatever it is that you want to become successful in. Like, doing this is going to put you so much farther ahead than if you weren't doing this. Like, I know it sounds like obvious to say, but like, you really have to understand that doing this is going to put you so much more ahead than if you were just sitting at home and waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to come to you. Let's take working out for an example. If you do the same weights and do the same amount of reps for the same amount of time every time you work out, you're gonna get a little stronger. Like, you'll increase by like a little bit, but nothing really noticeable. But when you increase the weight, increase the amount of time that you're doing cardio by like 2 minutes, a minute, or whenever you're doing like a core workout and you're increasing that time just by a little, you'll see how much more of a difference that's gonna make every time you go to work out. Now you'll be able to lift a little bit more the next time you work out. Now you'll be able to run a little bit more. You'll increase your muscle endurance. You'll increase your overall strength and whatnot. Like, you'll see a difference, and your end result will be greater than if you were just doing the same thing every day and being consistent with the same amount of weight or same amount of time that you're putting into something. And when you really apply this quote to your life, you'll have success in the broader picture. Like, you're doing something that's not only going to help you, but help the world. Because that's another end goal, is helping the world. Something that's not going to benefit you, but benefit those around you. Because once you also get that down, that it's not just about you, that it's about bettering the world, because you want a better life for your kids' kids, and so forth. Like you want a better life for everybody. So I hope you guys got some takeaway from this video and understood what I was saying, or if you didn't really understand what I was saying, like leave in the comments below if I could have explained this differently, or if you have a different opinion and like when you heard the quote you thought of something differently, like you came at it from a different point of view, like please leave that in the comments below. I'd love to like read that and see that somebody else had a different view once they heard the quote or whatever. And if you guys have like a suggestion for what we should call this segment, because I honestly have no clue right now. I've been thinking about a couple things, but I'm really not sure. And if we're on the same wavelength and it's like a fresh name or something like that, I'm gonna definitely keep it and roll with it. But yeah, this is something new that I'm trying to try out, and I'd love your guys' feedback on it. And yeah, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, dosage of Dav is good for this. Oh. And always remember, vitamin D is good for the soul. Peace.